What you was saying? Shalom, shalom, brother. Shalom, D. Rivers, brother Jonathan, Craig the Greatest. What you was saying? False prophets, like one might have said, but they're false too. Type that in again, brother Craig the Greatest said false prophets said there, but false too. What? You didn't complete that sentence, that statement. Shalom, shalom, sister Hannah. How you doing, sis? House of Officer Yaakov. How y'all doing? Shalom, shalom, House of Daniel. Battle Axe family from Houston. How y'all doing? You and Sister Mary Houston. All praises. That's right. Shalom, shalom, brother Jimmy Tillman. Shalom, shalom, Sister Heaven Hound. Shalom, Mike. Shalom, shalom, Sister Talia. How you doing, sis? You and Junior Ox. Shalom to the Battle Axe family out there. Shalom, shalom. Guess we'll go ahead and get started real quick. First off, giving all honor and praises to the Most High and to His Son Yahushua. It's Captain Benaniah with the Battle Axes of the Most High, coming to you with another first day of the week breakdown. Like I said, to continue from a great class that Captain Yara had in his Sabbath, continue with that same spirit throughout the week. All praise, sis. All praise. That's all we can do, sis. That's all we can do. To keep brothers and sisters going, starting their week off good on this wicked holiday. As we obviously know, we know today is Easter. a pagan holiday that has absolutely nothing at all to do with the Bible. Nothing at all. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, Sister Yaya, how y'all doing? Absolutely nothing at all to do with the Bible whatsoever. I would say Q&A, all questions, Easter, brothers and sisters got some smoke, anything of that matter. No, it's not bad, Brother Mike. That's what you're supposed to do, because you won't find where it tells us to celebrate Easter in the Bible. Don't get me wrong, the word Easter is in the Bible, but you'll never see where it's a law in the book of Leviticus telling us to keep Easter. And a lot of times, brothers and sisters must understand the origin of things. I want to start off with this one precept. Let's go to the book of Daniel. A lot of times we have all this technology. We have the latest iPhones, these expensive damn phones, man, $700, man. And we never utilize them the way that they're supposed to be. We literally got knowledge at our fingertips, and people won't even type in or Google the origins of Easter. I mean, it's just that simple. You look those things up, nowhere does it say that that's biblical. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, meaning during the time of Daniel, during the time of the Babylonian captivity, the understanding was sealed, meaning people, Most High God wasn't going to put the spirit out there for people to understand the Bible. It says, even to the time of the end. Think about it. We in that time of the end now. This is Daniel prophesying around 600 BC or so, all the way up until today, thousands of years. You see how this generation getting weaker and weaker because we lost the true understanding of the scriptures. Now at the end, all praise to the Most High, he's pouring the spirit back up on this chosen, meaning a few select out of the nation of Israel. Even all of Israel not getting this understanding, man. It says, even to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. And that's the point that I wanted in that. Brothers and sisters have knowledge at the drop of a dime to be able to look up these wicked holidays and find out their origins, but you'll never do those things. Shalom, Officer Barakai, how you doing? Our people never put the time in to look these things up, to think about why we celebrate these things, or why do they push the narrative with the bunny's concept when bunny don't lay eggs. Our people follow these things blindly, man. Even like what Captain Yara is bringing out in class in the precept. Our people walk blindly. Our people, guess what, are lame. And we have to think about these things on a spiritual note, meaning our people can't see clearly on how. So our people have the Bible right in front of them, but our people are still lost, man. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 6 and verse 9. Like I say, a classic, man. Well-known precept that we, brothers and sisters, should know. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 6 and verse 9, and it reads, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Meaning our people can see the things that's going on in the world, but we can never make the correlation with the Bible. How things are being played out in real time according to Bible prophecy. Our people can never make the correlation because our people are spiritually discerned, meaning they can't spiritually make a difference or know what the hell is going on in this wicked society. So we just continue that cycle of lies, and guess what? Following behind the so-called white man, which is Esau in the Bible. Makes absolutely no sense. If you say you love the Lord, then guess what? God would have gave you a law to celebrate Easter, and you don't find no such law. It says, Mike, these things are for the kids, brother. I've now missed her Christmas and Easter. And that's the point, brother Mike. That's the lies that they tell our people to try to desensitize. Oh, it's just for the kids. No, because the thing is, you will get on your kids if they constantly told you lies. You know, we can't let those things be acceptable, and that's why people just, letting our children through the fire, steady keeping that cycle of lies going, man. That cycle has to be broken sometime, man. It's high time our people start telling our people and our children about the truth, man. Let's go to, hold on. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10, because this is what you're doing, Brother Mike, when we don't tell our people the truth. And all praises that you didn't celebrate it, but it's high time that we start telling our children the truth, man, and teaching them the laws of God. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10, and it reads, "There shall not be found among anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire." And that's what we doing. When we not telling our children the truth about these wicked holidays like Christmas, like Easter, St. Patrick's Day, what the hell Negroes got to be leprechauns for? And you see our people dressing up more like leprechauns than any damn body, man. I'm talking about just take it to the max. Dyeing their hair green, wearing all green, the damn body suits. I mean, our people, but when we do wicked, man, we take wickedness to the max, man. I'm going to read it from the top. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10. And it reads, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch." So the Most High God said, when we can't break this, like Officer Barakah said, this circle of madness, we causing our children to do what? Pass through that fire. So now they're going to do what? Keep teaching their children that they have this cycle of madness, this cycle of lies, man. And they're going to keep, guess what? Passing each other through the fire. It comes a time where we have to break this cycle, man. Shalom, shalom, soldier Ezra. Yeah, Khan, no, I was saying, can we go over some precepts on idol worshiping, like money, video games, etc.? Because idol worshiping can be anything. Even today is one of the most wickedest holidays for idol worship. They worshiping basically bunny rabbits and don't even understand where that stuff comes from, man. Let's go to the book of Judges. You know what I want? Judges chapter 2. So the word Easter comes from the ancient word Astaroth or Istar, and it goes back to an ancient deity of the Hamitic tribes, ancient Africans. Let's go to the book of Judges. Chapter 2. What do I want? Start up and get my other. Start at verse 11. But the point we want to touch on is verse 13. This is the book of Judges, chapter 2 and verse 11. "And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and they served Baal." So Baal is going into a devil or a false god. And that's many of what our people do today. Even brothers and sisters that think that they're worshiping the Most High God, going to those Sunday worship churches, who unconsciously, who are they worshiping up in there? Sibo, white Jesus, because you don't read nowhere in the Bible where Christ looks like that, man. Christianity, worshiping that cross, these things all go into idol worship. Verse 12, "And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers." And that's what our people are doing today, man. We're forsaking our God and we're following Esau's God. It says, "Which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them." And this thing right here is heavy. That's how we know about Easter, because guess what? We are around these heathen nations and we are learning their ways and starting learning the ways of the Most High, the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what the Most High God got Israelites out there on those corners to do, what? To teach our people the truth about the Bible. Because nowhere in the scriptures do the Most High God tell us to worship those things or serve those things in honor of him. Verse 14, "And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them." Meaning that's why we're in captivity right now, brothers and sisters, because we're celebrating Easter. We're celebrating Christmas. We're celebrating all these wicked holidays that have absolutely nothing at all to do with the Bible. celebrating New Year's out of season. When guess what? The New Year's is still in the dead of winter. I mean, that's why brothers and sisters are totally confused about why we instead of having these certain weathers that we're having, where it be cold one day, then it's kind of hot, because we're not solely all the way out of winter yet. That's the confusion that Esau has put the world in, man. So you don't know what the hell is going on. Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hand of their enemies round about. Don't this sound familiar, man? All these things is literally happening the same way time and time again, over and over again, man. When we break God's laws, statutes, commandments, the Most High God puts us in a captivity under our enemies. And right now, whether brothers and sisters believe it or not, we are still in captivity. Newsflash, if you are still paying taxes, guess what? You in captivity. If your face is not on the money, guess what? You in captivity. If you subject to, guess what, have to work to make ends meet, you in captivity. Verse 15. I'm gonna start up at verse 14. Verse 13. I missed that point. And they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth today is going into Easter. Esau is just clever about these things, man. He's very clever. They changed the spelling on these things, and guess what? Confuses our people. But even if you kind of sound it out in the pronunciation, you can hear that it's clearly the same word. That's all that it is. Ashtaroth, Easter, Ashtar, all these names go up under that one deity. That's all that it is. Yeah, exactly. Even with Ak. Shalom, brother Jose. How you doing, Ak? So our people must come up out of these ways, man. Shalom, brother Lamar. How you doing, Ak? We must come up out of the ways and do what? And separate ourselves, man. We separate ourselves by doing what? Coming back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's truly the only way to, guess what, come up out of this confusion state that our people are in, man. Let's go to the book of Exodus. Go to the book of Exodus chapter 20. This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. And it reads, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. Newsflash again, when you, those Easter baskets, what do you think those things are for, man? It's just a little mock down version of a greater statue. And they use those things to do what? To desensitize our people to what's really going on. They put a lot of color, make it acceptable to the children. And then guess what? Our people are caught up in a snare. And that's all that it really is. It's a snare and it's a trap. And it's used to do what? Not only to take our people into other doctrines and other religions and other philosophies and to worship other gods, but it's also there to make our people broke as hell. A lot of times parents spending this money on these Easter baskets, getting these Easter suits, and they barely even have enough money for their bills, man. All it does is put us in unnecessary burdens, brothers and sisters, man. And it's made to be that way because it's to be a snare and a trap unto us. Verse 3 again from the top. Book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images of likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth below, or that there is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them to serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. So we know that the Most High God is a jealous God. So he hates when we are celebrating these things that he didn't give us. Because by default, guess what? You are worshiping other gods. Even like I put in there, money. People desire money. And guess what? That can be idolatry. Anything can be idolatry. Meaning you're putting those things over the Most High. We hear this saying out there all the time that money over everything. And that's not the mentality that the Most High God created money for. Yes, we need money. We need it most definitely, but you never want to put money over the Most High. Brothers should already know the precepts on money. You know, this is the book of 2 Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10, and it reads, For the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, the thing is, it's okay to have money, but it says when you're worshiping and loving money more than you love the Most High God, like you would do anything for it, that's totally out of order. Most High God to give you up into that lust too. It literally puts you in a state of delusion to where you think you chasing money, and guess what? The Most High God will sell you a dream, man, and literally destroy you. It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." Because we hear that old saying, more money, more problems. That is a true saying. If you are loving money more than you are loving the Most High got to make money your problems. To where he'll give you all that money, but then guess what? You're constantly seeing how you can't be around people because guess what? They always trying to get money out of you. They only see you as a piggy bank. You know, those things are pivotal. Most High God will destroy you in that manner, man. Even what Ox saying, like you said, with video games, that's a heavy spirit that can be on brothers, man. Because guess what? Playing video games, if you allow it, can take up much of your time. And if you're putting anything, I said to brothers like this, if you playing a video game more than you doing any other thing, brother, that's out of the spirit, brother. Now, don't get me wrong. I play video games with my son, but I'll probably be on the video game for about 30 goddamn minutes, man. I just can't play the game that long. As being an adult, as being an adult, that's just not good, man. I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. That's totally not good, man. Don't get me wrong. If you can't balance the two to where you're obsessively playing the game more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, man, hey, you have to check your spirit because you got a demon on you, man. A video game playing demon, man. And those things can hop on, brothers, man. You know, those things can. You know, with Call of Duty and all these gods of war and some of those games, guess what? Are very entertaining, but guess what? You have to learn to check your spirit to not want to what? Give yourself to those pleasures or to that lust. Like that's something you really have to check your spirit on, man. Like you're saying, anything can be an idol. You know, your job can be an idol. Well, people have these prestigious positions and they put those things over the Most High. Another great chapter to read about idols is the book of Baruch. Because that's one of the main things he was getting on our people about. You know, go to the book of Baruch. Even with this solar eclipse that's coming up, people are going to worship that thing as an idol. You know, it's an amazement because the Most High God created it. But the thing is, we're not going to be bowing down unto it. We worship the Most High, the one true being that created the solar eclipse. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 7 and verse. I want to get straight to the point. Let's go to the book of Baruch. I said chapter 7. I want chapter 6. The book of Baruch, chapter 6 and verse 50. Start at verse 56. The book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 56. Moreover, they cannot withstand any king or enemies. How can it then be thought or said that they be gods? This is going into idolatry or idols. It says, neither are those gods of wood and laid over with silver or gold, able to escape either from thieves or robbers. Hey, this is Baruch going in on them, man, because he's giving our people the understanding that idols are nothing. They can neither do, they can neither go, they have no life in them at all. So why in the hell are our people celebrating these things or worshiping these things? It says, therefore, it is better to be a king that showeth his power, or else a profitable vessel in a house, which the owner shall have use of, than such false gods, or to be a door in a house, to keep such things safe as be therein, than such false gods, or a pillar of wood and a palace, than such false gods. And this is Baruch going in, showing how These things are profitable for nothing. Won't you take your place as a king, brother, and as a princess, sister? Stop worshiping these things, man. Most High God created us to, guess what? To be the gods of this earth, meaning what? The rulers of this earth and the judges of this earth, to set this world in order, to teach them that, guess what? Ain't no such thing as Easter. Ain't no such thing as Astaroth. The only God that you need to be worshiping is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the God of the Israelites. That's the only God. I'm going to jump back up. Verse 59. Therefore, it is better to be a king that showeth his power. And that's the mindset that the Most High God is trying to put us back in, brothers. To show our power. What is our power? Keeping the commandments, man. It says, or as a profitable vessel in a house, which the owner shall have use of, than such false gods, or to be a door in their house, to keep such things safe as be therein, than such false gods, or a pillar of a wood in a palace, than such gods. For sun, moon, stars being bright and sent to do their offices are obedient. In like manner, the lightning, when it breaketh forth, is easy to be seen. And after the same manner, the wind bloweth in every country. And when God commanded the clouds to go over the whole world, they do as they are bidden. And the fire sent from above to consume hills and woods, do it as it is commanded. Verse 63 is heavy because a lot of times people think these things started themselves, but verse 63 lets us know that fire is a spirit that the Most High God sends out. Verse 63 from the top, and the fire sent from above to consume hills and woods do as that it is commanded. But these are like unto them neither in show nor power. Neither wherefore is it neither to be supposed nor said that they are gods. No matter how powerful fire is, it's not a god. It's an element that the Most High God gave us for our benefit, to heat things up, to keep us warm in the winter, to cook food with. That's what these things are for. It says, nor said that they are gods, seeing they are able neither to judge causes nor to do good unto men. Knowing therefore that there are no gods, fear them not. And that thing is heavy, man. Our people shouldn't have no fear of not celebrating Easter, because those things can neither benefit us, it damn sure don't benefit us. I'm talking about not one damn bit. If anything, it keeps us more embedded in lies, man. It said one body say you camps teach evil, especially saying Esau is the devil. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Brother Craig, the greatest. All I have to say is this to that. You know, we love those brothers, but the brother's totally going off. And a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Once upon a time, he taught that. But since, and you can tell that Ak is dealing with something that he's not being corrected on, so the Most High God had to step in and intervene. And we totally understand what's going on. This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So a few years ago, not even just too long, they was teaching that Esau was the devil. I'm pretty sure they done pulled all those videos off. Now that's one of the reasons why they can't go out there to the streets, because they will be labeled hypocrites. Now they feel like they done found the truth, but the thing is, you are already in the truth. Now you're going back to Christianity. So according to the scriptures, guess what? Esau is the devil, meaning deceiver or adversary of God. And that's all that means. Guess what? What nation of people is deceiving the people? I mean, that's not hard to understand. When you're trying to be super deep, then the Most High got to give you a strong delusion to where you don't believe that, man. And that's easily understand. It says, shoot, my family is mad at me for not celebrating Easter. Plus, my sister-in-law tried to say Easter is celebrating the rising of Christ. When I told her I celebrate the Passover, she tried arguing. And that's the thing. I know you down. And it's the thing. You have to just show it. Like, sister, show me where Easter is supposed to be celebrated. You know, show us these things, man. And guess what? We'll show you where they're not supposed to be celebrated. Let's go to the book of, so yeah, brothers and sisters, y'all hold it. I'm talking about hold it down, because don't fear not. Oh, I know brother Michael saying your daughter has an Edomite mom. Yeah, I know that situation can be tough. And I understand if y'all are co-parenting, that you have to do the best that you can, brother. And you have to teach your daughter, her heritage according to the Bible. You just have to do the best that you can within that, man. You know, the Most High God, it's not going to be an easy task being in this truth, but we must do it. There's no other way around that, man. There's no other way, man. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 24. So it's nowhere around that, man. We have to hold the fort and not budge on any of these things, man. So a good read on that is, you want to make sure that you read. That's what I want. I want the one in Acts 24. Was it Mark 6? Bear with me, brothers and sisters. I know we just. Bear with me. Is that what I want? Yeah, let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 12, and we'll start at verse 1. So we'll see the word Easter in the Bible. And the thing is, you have to understand that, for one, this is something that, like we say, that they put in the scriptures. Now, we know technically it does mean Passover. Now, this is where brothers have to get into scriptural criticism, basically, and literally kind of search these things out to a degree. This is the book of Acts, chapter 12, and verse 1, and it reads, "Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword." This is going into when Herod was persecuting the Israelites, because the church is the Israelites. When you read in the book of Acts chapter 7, it says, verse 3, "And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread." So what is this making reference to? What is the days of unleavened bread? The days of unleavened bread is what? Let's get another precept. Let's go to the book of Luke chapter 24. Let's see what the days of unleavened bread is also called. So like the book of Luke chapter 22 and verse 1. This is the book of Luke chapter 22 and verse 1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover. I want to read that again. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover. So when we go back to the book of Acts chapter 12 and verses 3, they were keeping what? The feast of unleavened bread and Passover. This is what they were keeping, brothers and sisters. Let's go back to the book of Acts chapter 12 and verse 3. "And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread," or Passover, brothers and sisters. That's what we should be celebrating. We shouldn't be celebrating no other commandments that are out, no other holidays that are outside of the ones that are in the book of Leviticus, or that the ones that the Bible explains to us. And that's it, man. We can't waver from the right or to the left. We can't, like we say, do it just for the kids. No, we have to stand bold on God's laws, statutes, and commandments and his high holy days. Let's keep reading verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the four quartermen of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. So we know that they put this in the scriptures, but guess what? This Easter is going into what? Into Passover. Because if that was the case, they would have put Easter 2 times. So the main thing, brothers and sisters, must understand is through the precepts. That's how we get understanding. Shalom, shalom, brother Dexter. How you doing? I said that's a good point. Now we can go over precepts, defeating diverse kinds of lust. This probably may be my last one. And then I'm gonna tell you, Ak, is mainly the same precepts that we always go. You know, the same ones, and those are the ones that you just have to keep meditating on. Ak. Let's go to the book of 1 Timothy. So, like, yeah, give me a minute. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 11. I know Ak was asking about lust too. Like I said, brothers and sisters have precepts, put them in the chat. One of the main things that brothers can do to combat lust is just pray and fast. You know, that's one of the main things that brothers can always do, because all it is just a spirit. You know, a spirit and a lack of discipline. That's all that it is. The things that we deal with is just a lack of spiritual discipline. If brothers struggle with smoking cigarettes, that's a lack of discipline, because your spirit is not in control over your body. Your body is running you. And the thing is, that is pivotal in this growth, because if you just do whatever your body tells you, that's what keeps us in sin. First and foremost, your body is just telling you to play games, or not read. Guess what? Those things are in control of you, and those things are ruling over you. And we should be led by the Spirit. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11. Precept on abstaining from lust. Dearly beloved. Who is the beloved? Israel, according to Baruch chapter 3, verse 36. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers. So even in this context, the Most High God sometimes referred to Israel as what? As strangers. It says, dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul. So that's something that brothers must do. We must abstain from fleshly lusts, because those things constantly wars against our spirit, man. Your body is telling you to do one thing wicked as hell, and your spirit is telling you no, brother. You have to keep the commandments. You have to stay the course. And that's a battle that you can only win through prayer, fasting, and applying God's law, statutes, commandments. You always tell brothers and sisters, always a breakdown of one of four things, man. Either you're not applying the commandments, you're not praying enough, you're not fasting enough, and you're not seeking enough counsel. It's always a breakdown. That's something that we always ask in counsel. Which one of those things are you not doing? When the last time you fasted? When the last time you prayed? When the last time you applied the commandments in a diligent manner? I know, so let's put in there 2 Timothy 2 and 22. Let's get that one. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 22. And it reads, flee also youthful lust, And I'm gonna tell you that is a heavy precept, because the thing is, even dealing with video games, I'm gonna tell you that's a youthful lust. You know, that really is. Like I said, it's okay to play it from time to time, but when you are playing it on hours upon hours at a time, that's something that you have to check your spirit on. If you're playing the game more than you are, guess what, in tune with the scriptures, watching class, or doing the work of the Most High, that is a problem. If you're playing the game more than you work, that is a damn problem, man. That is a total problem, man. It says, flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times when brothers still deal in those particular type manners, you hadn't spiritually grown up. And we understand that these things do take time, but the time is what make haste. Get another precept. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 13, and verse. This is a precept that most like I just put on my spirit. Like I say, in conjunction with youthful lust. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 13, and verse 11. And it reads, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Hey, you have to put away childish things, man. Shalom, shalom, Sister Genesis, Brother Issachar. Shalom. Yeah, you're supposed to go about your day even when you fast, Brother Issachar Reyes. Go about your day, and we get precepts on that. I want to read this First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 again. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. So we know we do childish things when we're children. We say things out of order. We say things out of turn. It says, I understood as a child. And then you have that mindset of a child to where you just want to just play all the time, man. It says, I thought as a child. This is the point. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So when brothers grow up, become men, you have your own place, having your own job, even sisters, man, you put away childish things. Even to touch on with the simple fact with sisters gossiping, doing childish things in that matter, talking down on sisters, talking down on brothers, and not able to face them according to the scriptures. Those are childish things, because sisters can be childish on certain things, as well as brothers. I know we kind of dealing with in the forms of idolatry, video games, and etc. We know majority of people that play video games are men, but you do have those sisters out there sometimes that do play video games. But when you start to come into this truth and you become a man and start to, guess what, apply God's law, statutes, commandments, you have to read scriptures like these, man. You have to put away those childish things, man. Especially if you don't understand how to give a correct balance with it. I know Officer Barakai just put in one of the classics, man. Let's get that 1 John 2 and 15. You want to make sure that you just apply these things in like manner. This is the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15, and it reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. So we have to understand those things. These things have absolutely nothing to do with the Most High when brothers and sisters are dealing in those particular type of spirits. That's something that brothers and sisters must shape. I know Brother Issachar Reyes is asking, when we fast, can we work? So yeah, let's go to the book of Matthew. Brothers and sisters know the precepts on fasting. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 16, and it reads, moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites are, of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, that they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face, meaning go about your day. Get prepared for your day that you finna go through. Comb your hair, wash your face, anoint your head. Verse 18, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly. So yes, you can go about your day, go about your day working, doing what you have to do in that day. Think about it, brothers and sisters. Christ fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was a carpenter. So you think he just, fasted and didn't have the ability to go about his day? No, we know Christ applied the scriptures, man. So yeah, most definitely, like you can. Yeah, that's right. I know I was a Barakat putting it out. Matthew 6 and 22 through 29, it says the eye is the light of the body. Meaning whatever your eye sees, guess what? It'll command your body to do those things, man, whether it's wicked or whether it's righteous. So those scriptures could most definitely be applied wickedly or righteously. I know obviously Yaakov put in our 1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 3. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 3. And it reads, And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, saying, If ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Ashtoreth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto the Lord, and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines. And that's a great precept. I know I kind of had that on my list going on down, but I brought that thing out. And that's a great precept because that's what the Most High God is telling us to do. Put away this Easter, man, and serve him and him only. Then we'll be delivered. A lot of times we have to understand that the kingdom is within us, man. However long we taking to get in order with the Most High God, that's how long he's going to take to send Christ back, man. So we have to understand that, man. This thing is serious business right here. That's a great precept. Sister Genesis asking Micah 4 and 4, verses 5, verse 4, what is the vine? And verse 5, in the name of his God, or these gods, the Israelites, that heathen will be under subjection to. That's a good, let's get that. Let's go to the book of Micah, chapter 4, verse 4. Micah is a great, great chapter. Even when you read in context, in verse 1, is showing how the Israelites basically will be in the kingdom. And our government, which is compared to a mountain, will be the top mountain or a top government on the planet Earth for forever. This is the kingdom. Kingdom connotation, brothers and sisters. This is the book of Micah, chapter 4 and verse 4. And it reads, But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord of hosts had spoken it. Let's get a precept right quick. Is this what I want? Zechariah 3 and 10. Let's see. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 3 and verse 10. This is the precept for this, sis. In that day, said the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. So we know that, guess what? Ultimately, the Most High God compares Israel to that vine. Let's get another precept. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 23. And it reads, And said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine. So when brothers and sisters go into 2nd Ezra chapter 5, these things, how I have it labeled in my Bible, are the favorites of the Most High. A lot of people don't know that God has favorites. He has a favorite people. He has a favorite wood, which is the vine tree. He has a favorite cattle, which is the sheep. He has a favorite plant, which is the lily. Most High God has favorites, and most of all, he has a favorite land, which is what? Jerusalem or Israel. God has favorites. And if brothers and sisters read these things, they would understand that. So in the scriptures, the Most High God, guess what? His favorite is the vine. And we know that Israel is considered a vine. Let's get some more precepts. Is that what I want? Before we go back to that, let's see. What brother or sister got that precept? Who knows what that vine precept? No, it's Jeremiah, Salakia. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. I know it's on this side. Fix. Bear with me, bear with me. Look at it real quick. No, I want that one. I really don't want that one. It's another one I'm looking for. Let's go to the book of Hebrews. It's another one. It's in Jeremiah or Ezekiel. I don't think that's the one I want in Hebrews. Let me see. Put it. Went through. Not that. Who got that? Is it John 15? Let's get that. Thanks, brother Dexter. Let me see. I know where it talks about Christ is. If I go there. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 1, and it reads, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not the fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth, that it may bring forth more fruit. So in this context, we see that Christ is that vine. Let's go to another one I want, John's. It's another one I'm looking for. I lost thought on it. But that is a good precept, brother Dexter. I'm looking for another one too. Let's go back to that Micah chapter 4 and verse 4. This is the book of Micah chapter 4 verse 4. And it reads, I want to start up a little bit. Let's start at verse 1. The book of Micah, so we can get some more context. The book of Micah chapter 4 verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains. Meaning the Most High God's nation, our government is going to be the top government on the planet Earth. We're going to be the top ruling class. And it shall be exalted above the hills, meaning smaller governments. And people shall flow unto it, meaning these nations are going to come to us for everything. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he would teach us of his ways. So the nations are going to come to us and learn everything, how to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments the right way. And we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So they're going to have to come to us to be taught God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Verse 3, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, meaning other nations that don't want to get down with God's laws, statutes, and commandments under the Israelites' rulership, they will be dealt with, man. It says either get down or lay down. Those are the only two options. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, meaning what? It's not going to be any more war. Those weapons that they have, those things are going to be crafted into garden tools. It says, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So we know that the small hats cannot be God's chosen people or rightfully in that land, because guess what? We at the heat of war. It says that when God's chosen people get back in that area, that it won't be any more war. Verse 4. It says, but they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it. So even like what Sister Genesis put into that, yes, this is the other nations coming to do what? Learn and get wisdom and understanding from us. You're going to have to come and be taught the right way how to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Verse 5. For all people will walk every one in the name of his God. Because I know we touched on this in class, and you hit to the point, sis. This is exactly what this is talking about, sis. We are their gods. That's why that G is lowercase. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 28. And it reads, thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. So the scriptures explain itself. It's literally saying that the rulers of our people were called gods or judges because they did what? We judged matters and we taught laws. So this is exactly what this is going into, sis. Let's go back to Micah chapter 4, verse 5 again. This is the book of Micah chapter 4, verse 5. For all the people will walk every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and forever. Meaning, we're going to get the understanding, Christ getting the understanding from the Most High, then we're getting the understanding from Christ, and then the other nations have to get the understanding from us. That's what all things in decency and in order. That's why you also have in the book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6, where it says that what? Ye are gods. But since we break the commandments, we die like men. There's another precept that you can pull with that. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 22. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and out of the Lamb. Water is making reference to the understanding of the scripture. And in this time, guess what? The understanding will be clear. We're going to have it down to the T because what? We'll have the master teacher, which is Christ, to teach us the correct way. Verse 2. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruit, and yielded a fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. Meaning we get the understanding from the Most High God in Christ, and then we take that understanding and teach it to the nations. That's why in the scriptures, we get the fruit, and then what? The other nations get the leaves. We get the things that are more nutritious and more healing and more fruitful to us, and they basically are getting the leftovers. Similar to what Christ told the Canaanite woman. It's all the same narrative from Genesis to Revelations, man. Is that what I want out? Let's get them precepts. Thought it was one yeah, thanks. Oh, it is. I'm going to Jeremiah. It's Isaiah 5 and 7. All praise, brother Dexter. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 80 and verse 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. So in Psalms 80 and verse 8, the Most High God compares Israel to a vine. Now let's get Isaiah, then we get Officer Barakah's Hosea. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 7. And it reads, for the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, and behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry. So we see that Israel is that vine that these nations are going to have to come and sit up under. Let's get another. Hosea chapter 10 and verse 1. This is the book of Hosea chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, Israel is an empty vine. He bringeth forth fruit unto himself. According to the multitude of his fruit, he had increased the altars. According to the goodness of his land, they have made goodly images. So those are great, great precepts that brothers put in there. Make sure that y'all have those. Psalms 80 and 8, Isaiah 5 and 7, and Hosea 10 and 1. Showing you that Israel is the vine. Sister Carla Taylor, it says, Shalom, brother. I have a question. When the Most High God comes back for his people, are all Israel going with him, even the ones that are not keeping the commandments? When will the 2/3 be cut off? Well, that is during that time. When those nuclear bombs go off, says the 2/3 will be killed during that time. Shalom, Sister Day. Shalom, shalom. Let's go to the book of Zechariah chapter 13. Let's get the class. This is the book of Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, meaning in this western hemisphere, that land is singular, meaning the continent of America, basically. It says, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So meaning when those thermonuclear bombs go off, Sister Taylor, that the 2/3 are gonna die. Verse 14 verse 9 clears it up. And I will bring the third part through the fire. How would they be brought through that fire, sis? By being saved and taken up in the chariot, sis. Remember, we have certain camps that do teach, Romans chapter 11 and verse 26, all Israel shall be saved. Battle axes, we don't teach that because we don't see that. We don't see to where we're striving to keep the commandments now to make it to the kingdom of heaven. But brothers and sisters that are not keeping the commandments, they'll just be regenerated and make it to the kingdom. I think that's a dangerous doctrine, because if that's the case, that just tells people that I don't have to keep the commandments right now. That's similar to Christianity. I don't have to keep the commandments right now, and I'm just going to be regenerated in the kingdom. So brothers and sisters, hey, if that's the case, you could go celebrate Easter and do all these wicked things that they're doing, because I'm going to be regenerated in the kingdom. No, we follow what Christ taught. Matthew 19 and 16 on how to get the kingdom by what? By keeping the commandments. So verse 9 again, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. So according to this scripture, sis, yeah, we don't see that. I don't see that at all, sis. Disciple of Christ, lying about what, brother? Tell me what we lying about. Yeah, that's right, brother Dexter. Yeah, what we lying about, brother? We'll put the link in the chat, but I want to know what's your contention. Oh, hey, we'll get you in this chat. Come on with it, man. We don't play the games, brother. As long as you be decency and in order, we can deal, brother. We have no issues with that at all. So So you just put a link in the chat, brother. You can click on it. Kind of let us know what your contentions is, brother. Because why did you put 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1? I know Brother Dexter said, which is a major contradiction because the Bible clearly said if you're not reading the book of life, that's right. And we just keep it simple in that manner. Well known and his truth get confounded with that. And he was on hush mouth. Yeah, the link is in the chat, Disciple of Christ. Come on, click on the chat, brother. We don't mind. I know brothers and sisters put the smoke. Yeah, I can kind of see that too. Officer Barakai said, like he said, brother scared to click that link. Like House of Brother Daniel said, bring the smoke, man. We ready, man. They say we ready. Brother Jose, can I get that one verse about the heathens being saved as in reserve for slavery servants? Yeah, one of the main ones that we always go to, the classic Isaiah 14, man. That's one of the easiest ones that we always go to. Yeah, most definitely, Sister Rennie. How you doing, sis? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1, and it reads, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captive, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." And that's plain. The people that had us in captivity, they will go into captivity. There's another precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 5. And it reads, "And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord." Meaning what? Esau is called changing places. We have to work in the cotton fields and the plantation fields. They're going to be what? In that plantation and those cotton fields. That's what it means, the plowman, meaning their job will be to plow that land to bring forth fruit. That will be their job. And there's many other precepts. One of the laws that I love to go to is Exodus 21 and 16. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and 16. "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, or not we still found in their hand, he shall surely be put to death." That's right. Like Brother Lamar said, you better get ready for that sunscreen, man. Try to go back up. Brother Disciple of Christ. Let's see what he pulled 2 Kings 5 and 1 for. Let's see why he pulled 2 Kings 5 and 1. I see brother didn't want to smoke, man. He thought we was going to get some action. At least brighten up our time while we're going in on Easter. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 5, verse 1. "Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper." I mean, what's your point in bringing that out? Like, give us some understanding on that. What's your point on that? So we don't see the point. Sister Rennie is asking about a breakdown on Revelation chapter 14. Now, like we always tell brothers and sisters that are new to this truth, Genesis and Revelations is two of the hardest books of the Bible to understand. And it comes with a lot of studying and a lot of applying God's commandments. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 14 and verse 1. And it reads, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. So we know who the Lamb is. The Lamb is going into Christ. The 144,000 goes into Revelation chapter 7 and verse 4. 12,000 ruling men that's going to be Christ's government in the kingdom. So in the kingdom, Sister Rennie, you have Christ as the head, the 12 disciples, and the 144,000 as the government to rule the planet Earth. When we come back, it says, and having his father's name written in their foreheads, meaning his name or his reputation is what this is going into. Let's get a precept. Let's go to the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 23 and verse 20. So precept must be upon precept. So we're going to Exodus 23 and verse 20 to explain the name, Sister Rennie. This is the book of Exodus 23 and verse 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. This is the Most High God giving Moses instructions to follow Christ, because in Christ is the reputation of the Most High. This is all that this is saying. The meaning Christ is programmed to do the will of the Most High. Just like with the 144,000, they're going to be righteous men programmed to do what? To follow Christ's lead and follow the Most High God's lead. And then, brother. Okay, all praise. Let's click the brother in right quick. See what we're talking about.
What's up, man?
Shalom, shalom, brother. What's your name?
My name is Isaac, but I go by Disciple of Christ.
Shalom. You don't want to put your face on, man? Don't tell me you ain't scared to show your face, brother.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, come on, brother. That's cool. I mean, what's your contention, brother?
What's up with this, man? This shit echoing.
Like what? Name a topic, brother. I mean, so what? You don't think we the Israelites, or you don't think we have to keep the commandments, or I'm just throwing some topics out there.
Hold on, one second.
All right. So yes, Sister Rennie, this is just going into Christ, the 144,000 program to understand the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments. All praise, brother Hosea. John chapter 5, starting at verse like 20 on down, goes into Christ talking about him doing his Father's will. That's right. That's a great precept too, and not his own. Great precept that brother Dexter put in there. He clicked on, then he clicked off. Come on, brother, what's going on, man? Don't make us pull what Proverbs. Come on, man. Don't make us pull it, man. Don't make us pull Proverbs 29, brother. Not the wicked flee, brother. We don't want to pull that precept on you, man. We love our brothers, man, even if we don't agree doctrinally on it. Proverbs 28, Salakia. Sister, did you have another meaning on that, Sister Rennie? Thanks, Sister Rennie, did you have another understanding, sis? Because I know a lot of times Christians love to run to Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9 and then read on down and think that that's talking about other nations. But that mixed multitude is going into other Israelites that are not of the 144,000. People think in Revelation chapter 7, verse 9, that that's all of Israel. That's not all of Israel. That's just the ruling men that's in the governing body of Christ. It's going to be other men, women in church. There are other men that's not part of the 144,000. Remember, Israel is like the sand of the sea. So you mean to tell me it's literally just going to be 144,000 Israelites? Like that makes no sense. Yeah, I'm like you, brother. I know, Brothers want to punch. You already know I'm Sabarakai. Click bruise in the link, boy, to get some of this. You know I don't mind sharing, man. Yeah, he playing games. He playing games, man. We ain't got time for the games. We finna continue. But let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 9. So when you read the book of Revelations, chapter 7, verses 1 through 4, this is 4 on down, is going into 12,000 men of each tribe being sealed by the Most High as the governing body. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, meaning these are men that are marked with God's laws, statutes, and commandments. It says, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So you can't tell me that it's only 144,000 people that's going to be in the kingdom. No, that's not what this is talking about. Because remember, Israel is as the sand of the sea, brothers and sisters. Now, this is the part that Christians love to harp on. Let's jump down to verse 9. Verse 9, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So Christians will take this to think that it's talking about the other nations, when in fact you have to understand Acts chapter 2 verse 5, Deuteronomy 4 and 27, Israel was scattered amongst other nations. Hold on, brother, click back in. Hold on. Shalom, shalom, Mark.
Shalom. What's going on?
Shalom, Mark. So what's your contention?
1 second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, brother. Go ahead.
Man, this is crazy.
Brother, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Disciple of Christ. Disciple of Christ. Can you hear me, brother? Try to give brother a little bit more time. Come in. Brother Paul M. says, is the future prophecy mentioned about Elam, East Indians? Yes. brother Uriah 12 stones. He talking about disciple of Sebo, man. Yeah, I don't know why he's having a back. I could hear him, so I don't understand why he's I could hear the brother. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty funny, brother Uriah. That's pretty funny. But yeah, going back to what we were talking about in the book of Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. It says, and I beheld a great multitude. Let's see who that great multitude is. So let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter. What brother or sister know what precept I want? Who knows what precept I want? Yeah, that's what I said, man. He kept J-Ball laughing, man. It's like, I ain't gonna lie, man. That brother Uriah 12 stones. That thing funny as hell. I'm gonna tell you, Captain J-Ball got a smoke detector in this spirit, man. You can tell when brothers want that smoke, man. It says, can animals get tattoos or branding irons, or heathens gonna have an ear tag like cattle to track? No, we're gonna have spiritual powers, man. So we ain't gonna need all that technology like how they think. No. the new bodies and the new spirits that we gonna get, man, that's gonna be the new technology on the earth. So you ain't gonna have to worry about them, man. We're gonna have a spiritual tracking spirit, man, to be able to know where they all are all at all damn times. I'm trying to see if he gonna come back, man. Give him a little time. Trying to see if he. Let's get that great multitude while we wait. These brothers, hey, I'm gonna tell you, these brothers be hell. Israelites be hell, man. So you heard that brother tying up his tennis shoes. Let's go to the book of Second Ezra chapter. That's what I want. Chapter 3, showing this great multitude. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 3 and verse 16, and it reads, "Unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau," meaning the Most High God passed up Esau. He's not his chosen. "And so Jacob became a great multitude." So this is a precept that brothers and sisters need with Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9 to understand who is that great multitude. Now we go to Genesis chapter 28, verses 3. This is the book of Genesis chapter 28 and verse 3. "And God Almighty bless thee and make thee fruitful." Let's jump back up to verse 1 and get some context. The book of Genesis chapter 28 verse 1. "And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Panorama, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. And God Almighty bless thee and make thee fruitful and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people." So this multitude of people that is talking about in the book of Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9 is going into the Israelites that was scattered amongst the other nations. That's why it's pivotal that brothers and sisters do what? Go precept upon precept. If you're not keeping the commandments, reading the Bible precept upon precept, getting the understanding from precepts upon precepts, the Bible is like a puzzle, and you won't be able to put that thing together, man. You will not. I gotta write that precept down because I didn't have it written down. I had to go to my other precept. Like I said, with holes in their ears. Nah, yeah, I totally understand. I got no brother Dexter said, "Brandish our servants with ears to help recognize," but I don't see that in the kingdom connotation. That's right, or in the scriptures. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, bruh, you ain't gonna have to worry about nobody running away. Remember, man, the Most High God gonna put the fear on these nations, man. Matter of fact, we're gonna show brothers and sisters how serious this thing is. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7, man. Most High God ain't no joke, man. He's no joke, brothers and sisters. That's why it's pivotal that you keep the commandments. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. "And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted them. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day." So we see in the kingdom that the Most High God is going to put the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 15 through 68 upon all the nations. One of the curses of Deuteronomy is that we will but be in great fear. Like, this is no joke, man. Let's prove that. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 26. It says the shaking of a leaf was going to terrify us, man. The book of Leviticus, chapter 26. Get straight to the point. This is one of the curses that we had on us. The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 36. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the land of their enemies, and the sound of a shaking leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursue it, and they shall fall one upon another, as if it were before a sword, when none pursue it, and ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. So this is one of the things right here. Most High God gonna put such a spirit of fear on them that they ain't gonna be able to do nothing but just be in obedience to the Israelites, brother. So that's something that we are not gonna have to worry about, man. Just like our people in the state of fear right now, like the example we always give, hey, you can have everything in order: registration, license, insurance, but when those headlights pull up behind you, it's still this certain fear factor that we have. How you think the slave master was able to keep hundreds of slaves in order with only about 10 or 20 slave watchers or overseers? Because the Most High God put that spirit of fear in us. So it ain't gonna be no joke in that day, man. When those curses gonna be on these nations, it ain't gonna be no joke. That's exactly right. It says, because remember the scripture says our little minds can't fathom what the kingdom will be like. That's right. So that'll be a glorious sight. That's exactly right, Brother Lamar. It says, because remember that scriptures. That's right. We ain't gonna be able to fathom how the kingdom is going to be, man. It's gonna be on something like unlike we ever seen. I know even just to kind of give people a glimpse, I always try to say like that picture in Thor, how they were showing Asgard full of gold and everywhere, man. That's a little snippet on how things is going to be. And you could just imagine that thing gonna be 1,000,000,000 times glorious than that, man. So the fear of the other nations ain't gonna be no joke that'll be upon them, man. So what other questions we got while we waiting on the brother to see if he'll click back in, man? So yeah, Deuteronomy, that ain't gonna be no joke in that day, man. See a brother, disciple of Christ, will click back in. Let's go to the book of Colossians. We started going in on this hella day today, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm surprised the Most High God didn't make it rain, because we normally be making it rain on these wicked hella days, man. But these nations are our people. Gonna know in these days. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8, and it reads, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. And that's all that Easter is. We say, Captain J Boss said he didn't mean to hit that link, man. He didn't mean to hit that mug, man. So Easter is a tradition after men. That's something that's grounded in. We might got some action, man. Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
What's going on with your mic?
Sorry about that. I'm having some technical difficulties. Is it echoing, or can you hear me all right?
Yeah, no, you fine, brother.
All right.
Yeah,
I want to ask you. Say what?
I said you was fine that first time. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I've been on here before. It's been a while since I've been on here. My name is Isaac.
Shalom, brother Isaac.
Yeah. So the question I want to ask you is, how can you prove that you're an Israelite?
Well, we prove it from, first of all, let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 18. But one of the main ways we do prove it, brother, is by the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. So the Most High God is saying who falls up under those curses are for signs, brother. So when we go through that list, I'm pretty sure you're very familiar with the curses, right?
Right. So let's talk about, if you want to talk about the curses, let's talk about Deuteronomy 28 and I believe 36.
Yeah, let's go there. Let's get there right quick. You can read it, brother.
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a
Uh-huh.
nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Mm-hmm.
So if Deuteronomy 28 is talking about the transatlantic slave trade, when did the
That's right.
king go into captivity?
That's a great question, brother. Because guess what? When they took us down in Ghana and in Nigeria, they did have kings that went into captivity, brother. This is history
What's the
that
name
you
of
have
it?
to look up. Let me look it up.
What's the name of the king?
If I'm not mistaken, I might be pronouncing it wrong. Mahito. Let me hold up. Let me look this up real quick, brother. But there were kings. You know, there were kings on the west coast of Africa, right? Ghanaian kings, Nigerian kings. Those are kings that they did take into captivity. Hold on,
Where's the proof? What can you read about that at?
brother. This is history. All you have to do is look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna give you a reference, brother. Hold on. So we have. Let me see. Let me see. Not yes.
But how can you prove that you're an Israelite?
So let's go to the book of Deuteronomy while I look this up. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46.
Okay.
So when you go through the list of curses, we want to go through all these curses right quick, and let's just by process of elimination see who they fit today.
Well,
So
so where in the scriptures
hold
does
up,
it say is that you're going to know who the Israelites are because of these curses? It doesn't even say that.
hold up, let me read this.
This a
This
doctrine. This a doctrine you pushing.
hold up, brother. Calm down, brother. We're gonna address everything. We got time, brother. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign. What does a sign do, brother?
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Brother, it's a
Go ahead.
dialogue.
Go ahead.
Just like you're asking me questions, we want to have a dialogue, brother. Now, the thing is, if you don't want to deal decency and order, brother, that's another thing. But I'm asking you questions to get feedback. What does a sign do, brother?
A sign meaning that you broke the commandments, and that's why the Assyrians and the Babylonians took you into captivity. That's the sign. You went into captivity because you broke the commandments.
Well, according to the Bible, a sign means what? It's an identifying marker. So this is what the Most High God is saying, verse 46 from the top, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So this is letting us know whatever nation is up under these curses, those are the Israelites today. Now let me make
All
another
right.
point. Let's go
One
back.
second. One second. One second.
Hold
Can
up,
you
hold up,
read
hold up, hold
48?
up.
Can you read verse 48?
Brother, we gonna read it, brother. We gonna read it all. You don't have to worry
Okay.
about being rushed, brother. We got time today, brother. Let's go to
All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verses 15. We can literally go through all of them and
Yeah,
identify
but
who these
let's
are.
look at 48 real quick.
Let's go to it.
Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So when
Right.
we see this scripture, we have to go to our enemies for everything. Let me ask you, brother, what percentage of farming do Black Americans, so-called Black Americans, own today in America?
But what that have to do with the scriptures? This is not talking about the
Hold up, brother.
transatlantic slave trade.
I'm breaking it down, brother. Calm down. What this is saying is that we don't produce our own food. The foods that we have to go to for our enemies is at Walmart's, Is that Kroger's? Is that Menards? These are things that are just produced by our enemies. The clothing hold up, brother, hold up. The clothing that we wear, it may have Sean John on it, but we don't produce the textile mills. We don't own the cotton mills that's used to produce these things. These things come from our enemies, mainly the so-called white man. It says, and in thirst. Think about thirst, brother. If you pay your water bill, do any black people own any water companies, brother? No,
I'm not going down that road because this is not talking about the transatlantic
slave. Common sense, brother. That's just common sense. Now, if you don't want to answer the question, that's on you. This says it in want of all things. Hold on, brother. I'm not through explaining myself. I'm not through. We got time. Let me finish my breakdown. It says that in want of all things, meaning when we have to get buried, who do we have to get that death certificate from? From the so-called white man. When we want to open a business, who do we have to get that license from? From the so-called white man. When we want to do anything, we have to go to our enemies to do these things. And the last part is the kicker. What race of people put yokes of iron on our necks, brother? So I really don't know why you went to verse 48 first, because this is the kicker.
All right. Well, check this out.
Brother, I want some feedback. What race of people put yokes of iron on our necks, brother?
I'm going to show it to you with the scripture.
Brother, that's just a question. Who put yokes of iron on our necks?
Jeremiah 28:14.
Hold up, let's get there right quick. Is this going to tell us who put yokes of iron on our necks, brother?
Yes, sir. And the answer to the previous question, the king that went into captivity is King Hoshea and King Zedekiah. That's the kings that went into captivity.
Hold up, brother. That's not all the kings that went into captivity, brother. Remember, each time we break the commandments, the curses apply. So a lot of times when Christians love to read verses 48, when it talks about them coming to destroy our kingdom, no, that happened not just in the Roman captivity. It also happened in the Babylonian captivity in 586 BC and in 70 AD. So this is something that Christians don't understand. Each time we break God's commandments, those curses are put upon us, brother. What scripture did you have? Jeremiah what?
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 14.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 14, and it reads, "But thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I have put a yoke of iron upon the neck of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and that they shall serve him, and I have given him the beasts of the field also." So do you know what this is going into, brother?
Yeah, that's talking about them going into captivity under the Babylonians.
But is that the only time that the Israelites went into captivity, brother?
No, it's not.
So that's my point,
I'm
brother.
just showing you. I'm showing you where a yoke of iron was put on the Israelites' neck. This is not talking about the transatlantic slave trade. You just pushing that doctrine that you got from Ariel.
No. Hold up,
That's
brother.
all you're doing.
Hold up, brother. The thing is, each time we break the commandments. So in 70 AD, what happened? Did we not go into captivity?
Man,
exactly.
You're asking me rhetorical questions, and I don't know why you're doing that.
I'm asking a question so you can give me an answer to whether or not we had yokes of iron upon our necks at that time too. So in 70 AD, did we have yokes of iron upon our necks?
Check this out. Listen. Check this out. If you want to go down that road,
brother, stop. Just
see, but you won't let me finish.
Just like I'm answering yours. Did we have yokes of iron in 70 AD? Brother, did we have yokes of iron on our necks in 70 AD? Did we go into captivity?
I don't know what that got to do with what we're talking about.
He don't want to answer no questions, man.
Hold up, brother. I'm gonna tell you. My point is, you went to Jeremiah 29 to show this is the only time we went into captivity with yokes of on our neck, and I'm saying that that's not true. We also went into captivity in 70 AD with yokes on our necks.
That's right.
I'm showing you that each time we break God's commandments,
and that ain't the transatlantic slave trade,
brother.
It ain't the transatlantic slave trade.
That's on you, brother. But that did happen, brother.
Well, stop poisoning people's minds with this bullshit,
brother. Calm down.
For
Brother,
real.
stop being
I
emotional.
can't
Yes,
calm
it feels,
down, man. You destroying people with this lie, man.
Man,
And
he
you know
getting
it's a lie.
emotional, bro.
You
bro,
say
He
you
just
that
are. Stop being
he an
you're a
emotional
emotional
roller coaster.
well-studied man in
and
the
let's just
scriptures,
deal
right?
with it,
And if
bro.
you're a well-studied man in the scriptures, you know damn well this is a false
Bro, stop
doctrine.
all that hollering, man.
Brother, calm
You know
down,
what I'm
brother. Stop
saying?
being emotional. Because the thing is, brother, what's wrong with us teaching our people who we are and that we got to keep the law,
You're
statutes, and
not an Israelite. You can't prove it.
brother, we literally
Prove it.
let's just go through the let's go through the curses,
Let
brother.
me go to Deuteronomy 28 and
Bro,
68 and
bro,
show you it's a lie.
you
Let
a
me show
pig,
you.
bro. You a pig when we casting pearls of swine, bro. Because that
Hold up. No, we're
you
gonna deal
rude.
with them. We're
No,
gonna
no,
deal with
no.
them.
I'm saying we're gonna deal with them, but guess what? Brother don't want to have a dialogue. You want to come here and try to dictate how brothers teach. You don't want to answer no question, brother. If you gonna dialogue with the brother. Brother's
For
taking
real.
his
I'm
time breaking scripture
I'm
down and everything. No,
dialoguing
you
with
ain't.
you.
No,
Brother,
you
you
ain't. You
being
cussing
emotional.
and
So look,
That's
emotional and
let's go
everything,
to
brother. Come on,
Deuteronomy
man.
28.
brother, we going where I'm finna go. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter
All right.
28, verses 15. We gonna read these curses through, brother. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass that if thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So we know each time we break God's commandments that bad things happen to us. That's what a curse is. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Common sense, brother. What are some of the bad things that happen to us that happens to no other race of people in the cities, brother? Is everybody getting gunned down by police violence, by police brutality? Are we
Just
at the
read the
bottom
book.
of society? Are we
Just
confined?
read the book of
Hold up,
Second
hold up,
Kings.
hold up, hold
That's
up,
all you got to do.
hold up. Is every race confounded to the ghettos in the cities, brother?
Brother, you asking me a stupid rhetorical question that
Brother,
has
that is
nothing to do
not
with what we're talking
that
about.
is a
You see what I'm
legitimate
saying? This is
because
what
guess
this
what?
is
You don't
what you
see
fake
so-called white
Israelites
people
do. You
going through
don't
police
directly answer
brutality.
questions. You play
You don't see the
semantics.
Africans going through what we go through, brother. These are legitimate questions, brother. What are you
Okay,
talking
well
about?
listen, let me ask you this.
No,
Are
brother.
you familiar? Are
Brother,
you
we're not
familiar with
asking
the
nothing until
are
you
you
answer my
familiar
question.
with the colonial Mexican slave?
Brother, we not answering nothing until you answer our questions, brother. We not dealing like that, brother. Either you're gonna be in decency and in order, brother, or guess what? You just gonna listen to us bring out these scriptures, brother.
Because you
Now
won't let me speak.
I'm gonna unmute you because I'm gonna tell you, brother, you get one more
I
chance.
unmuted myself.
You don't answer our questions because you want us only to answer
You
yours.
you
And we
answer
don't
my
have a
question.
problem with answering your questions, brother. So who is going and catching hell in all these cities across the globe, brother? It's all white.
Everybody. Everybody.
Okay. Now, since you said everybody, do so-called whites face police brutality like so-called Negroes?
Man, this is a stupid conversation. What do this got to
Brother,
do with
it just was
Deuteronomy, the
just
28th
answer
chapter?
the question, brother.
This is so
Brother,
stupid.
Brother,
you
answer the
call in.
question, brother.
You call in,
This is
brother.
dumb.
You got on the I channel, bro, trying to tell us
Right, to
how we
have
gonna
a
run it.
dialogue,
Come,
but you're not
but you ain't,
directly dealing with what
Brother,
I'm
this
asking
is a
you.
brother.
part of the dialogue. You want
You
us
don't
to
want to
go down the
build.
hole you want us to carry down, brother.
Thank you.
I'm asking you a legitimate question, brother. Either yes or no. Do white people face police brutality like black people? Yes or no? And you
What
know
does
that.
that have to do with
Silence everything.
Deuteronomy?
So you know that people is not catching hell like that, brother.
Okay, watch
Let's
this. Watch this.
read
Do
verse
Hispanics go through
17.
police brutality like black people?
Verse 17. And it
Do
reads, Cursed
Hispanics
shall
go
be
through
thy
police
basket.
brutality like black?
Let's keep reading. Verse
See,
17.
this is what you all
Cursed shall
about,
be thy
man.
basket
Over
and thy
talking.
store. Meaning what? We wouldn't able to own black businesses like guess what other nations of people, brother. We're gonna keep going through them. So guess what? We know that we don't make up most of the businesses in America. Even if we do that, these things will never last, brother. That's what these curses are. You have to be able to bring these curses up till today. I got you out. Verse 18. It says, Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Meaning what? We don't even have a homeland. We was taken from our homeland doing what? Doing 70 AD when we had to flee into what? The interiors of Africa, brother. These things, if you bring these things up into today, these things are clearly understandable. Let's hit on some home points. Let's jump down to get to some straight points. Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, meaning we had promised to wives, and guess what? Another man shall lay with her. Brother, what is this going into, brother?
And this has nothing to do with the scripture. So just go ahead.
It has
And
everything.
whenever you're done, you prove to me how you're an Israelite.
That's the point, brother, because we know that our sisters were, guess what, was raped during, guess what, in slavery, not just in the transatlantic slavery, but in the Babylonian captivity, the Assyrian captivity. Each time we break God's commandments, these laws, these curses apply. Let's keep reading. Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Whose sons and daughters was given to another people, brother? Like, did this or did this not happen to us as a nation of people, brother?
Yeah, just read the book of Daniel. He was given to the Babylons. He was a kid when he went into captivity. So that's the prophecy being fulfilled right there.
No,
it's
so
all in the Bible. You trying to throw all this other stuff in, and it just doesn't work to a person that knows the Bible. And you know this yourself because you say you study the Bible, so you know it's a lie, but you push it anyway.
No, it's not a lie.
You're brainwashing people with this bullshit.
Brother, you got to stop being emotional, bro.
Brother,
man,
ain't nobody dealing with
you call it, man.
Brother, you is emotional.
People lives are getting ruined with this doctrine.
Brother, you got a feminine spirit on you, brother. You have to check the spirit, brother.
Man, I'm talking about he got to check that bad, brother. Brother, look here. I'm telling you,
my brother got a bad emotional spirit on him. Go ahead,
man. But so what he trying to basically say is that what you trying to basically say that it only happens one time. Like they only went into that that happened one time. Like it's already been fulfilled, so it's not gonna happen again.
That's
so these curses will be upon them forever. It didn't say just one time. It said forever. So
that's right,
brother. Said the only time it's been fulfilled. So I mean,
man, you know it's a lie.
Hold on.
Y'all read the Bible. You know it's a lie. You know it's a lie. You know it's a lie.
Brother, hold up, brother. If we want to deal like men, let's deal like men. I'm gonna tell you, you trying to get people to come over to your side, but what person gonna come over there to effeminate, brother, that's emotional like that, man? Ain't no brothers dealing with that, man. That's why all praise to the Most High God, he's raising up real men to teach.
Oh, you effeminate. You effeminate.
Brother, I'm not over here talking loud and cussing like you. Brother.
I can talk however the fuck I want to talk.
That's what an emotional brother would do, brother.
According to who? Who the fuck are you?
Brother, I'm gonna tell you, we know
you are emotionally
feminine because you want
to say. You act like you're not the judge. You're not the judge. I don't give a damn what you say.
Brother,
but you don't want to deal with the scripture. You want to push this old false ass doctrine. That's all you want to do.
What man get on? What man get on the internet and start hollering like a little girl like you doing, man? Come on, no real man gonna get on the internet doing that, man. That's what kids for.
Don't y'all scream on the corner? So what's the difference?
Brother,
are you being effeminate when you scream on the corner?
You don't scream all the time on the corner, brother. What are you talking about?
Okay, then. Well, all right.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse.
See, this is what they do. 19. They don't directly deal with the questions.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst depart not out. And let not them which are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things that are written must be fulfilled. Verse 24.
Man, and taking the scripture out of context.
The sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. I thought we was only being captive in the Babylonian captivity. This is in the New Testament in 70 AD, brother. This is further showing you that each time we break the commandments, we go into captivity, brother. So what do you have to say about Luke chapter 21, verse 24, brother? Now you on.
Okay. If we're going to go with that notion, we're going to have to say that the Chinos are Israelites too, because they went into captivity to Mexico on ships.
Now, guess what? Some of them very well might be Israelites. We do teach that, brother. So what are you talking about?
I know everybody in Israelite, white
No, no, no,
people,
no, hold on,
Indians,
brother.
everybody,
Deal with Luke
everybody in
chapter
Israelite.
21, verse
But you know one thing, no, you
brother, we
still
don't want
can't
to hear
prove
that.
if you an Israelite.
Brother, we want you to deal with the question, brother. Answer Luke chapter 21, verse 24, brother.
You answered Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Brother, we
I
already
didn't come on
did.
here. I didn't come
Hold
on
up,
here
brother.
to answer questions. I came on here to ask questions.
No.
You
We
know,
can't. You can't
you
on here
wanna
to have a
you wanna tell
dialogue.
people that Jeremiah 14 and 2 talking about.
Brother, you don't run nothing.
Yeah, you're not running our platform, brother. So if you got that type of mentality, brother, you could just click off, brother. Like we telling you right now, we either have a dialogue or we not dealing with that art. So it's however you want to play it, brother. So can we get a breakdown of Luke chapter 21, verse 24, brother?
What does that have to do with Deuteronomy 28? You still ain't
Brother,
proved that you're an Israelite.
a breakdown of Luke chapter 21, verse 24. I literally
Man, you
just
playing
told you.
semantics, man.
I
You playing
pulled that.
semantics.
I'm gonna tell you, you doing it because you don't have an answer for that, brother, and you know that,
I
brother.
don't want to answer it.
You know you don't have
I'm not
an
going
answer.
to answer it. I'm not going to answer it because you don't
Oh,
want to deal with Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. You playing
you don't want to
Hebrew
deal with that,
hopscotch. You jumping around from this and that, this book to that book.
brother.
That's not how you study the Bible, man.
Brother, we
Jumping
study
around
the
from
Bible
book
how
to
the
book.
Bible commands us to study it, brother. Now, I gotta ask you one more
Watch
time.
this.
We gonna have a dialogue, yes or no?
We having a dialogue. You being rude,
So we're
rude
gonna
as
break
hell.
down Luke chapter 21, verses 24.
I'm not going to break it down because that has nothing to do with what
Yeah,
I asked you, man.
with that, we say shalom, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, that brother hell, man. Like I say, we don't mind dealing with brothers, but you can't be being emotional, man, and don't want to answer questions. Brothers couldn't answer Luke chapter 21, verse 24, because it goes against what he understands. It's literally showing us that we went into captivity way during the time of Christ's time, 70 AD, when the Romans came up to rule. This is something that brothers and sisters don't understand that's in Christianity. Even like Captain Jerubal just broke down, it said that these curses will be upon us forever. That's the key word in there. It didn't just say during the Babylonian captivity. So he can't assert that. And that's all that he's doing. Brothers only want to read the scriptures and apply the curses in the Old Testament. No, these curses are still upon us even right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that brother, man. I was from the clique, and I seen how emotional that brother was. I said, this brother didn't really want no smoke. He wanted to be hollering, wanted to be seen, man.
Yeah, I'm talking my brother want to straight be hollering, man. You know we'll deal with that hollering for a little bit, but it's not edifying, man.
Yeah,
That thing really ain't, man.
he really Mark 4 and 14, man.
Man, that brother's hey, I'm talking about straight Mark 4 and 14, man. Then brother want to keep clicking back up on her, brother. You don't want to have a dialogue, brother.
Yeah, because I was finna go to the car, man. I'm in the grocery store. I'm finna go to the car and get my food out there.
I already know, shoot.
But it's
Salakia.
emotional.
Shalom, brother Dexter.
Salakia. Khan, can you hear? I mean to cut y'all cap.
No,
No,
you
but
right.
see what the problem is. See, this brother is trying to get brothers and sisters to adhere to what he's saying. And look how he was displaying himself. Now, can anybody tell me what fruit of the spirit that brother was displaying? Was it joy? Was it peace? Was it long suffering? Which one was it? And he want us to believe what he's saying. And I had so many questions I wanted to ask him that I know he's not going to be able to answer.
That's
The
right.
same question. He coming with the same question. Who are the king? I already knew he was going to ask that. That's why I wanted to
I did too. I knew that. That's why I was trying to look that up. I got it in my notes in here. Like we say, that's the same talking points that they always have.
Same talking points. Nothing new. And I say this and I'm done. And see, the reason why within the bounds of good taste, I kind of feel him emotionally because what probably happened, Captain, is he was in a camp, associated with a camp or something of that sort, and he got did wrong according to his understanding, something like that. So it kind of turned him bitter. That's what happens 80% of the time, and that's why brothers come with that energy because we don't know him. Why would we just get on the phone and start screaming at us? You know what I mean? We never heard from this brother in our life. So more than likely, he probably had a bad run-in with a brother or something like that, because that's usually those kind of fruits that produce when those things happen.
Yeah, brothers. I'm talking about brothers all over the damn place. Hold on, Bert. Hold on, family. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can tell, man. But
God,
you make a good point on it, though. You made a real good
God.
point. Because a lot of them brothers do come in there like this.
Yeah, they be bitter.
Yeah, because he was hollering and everything. Like, what is you hollering about, brother? Yeah.
Man, and I wanted to ask him some questions.
But at the same time, they not gonna answer no questions, man. Brother didn't come like the
Then,
brother said. He didn't come on and answer no. He didn't come on and answer no
then
questions. He came on as a star or something, man.
then we can't have a dialogue. You go, bro. You got to answer questions. Don't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's true, man. I'm finna listen in, man. I tell y'all, bro, sister Shalom, man. I'm gonna catch the rest of the class, man. I'm gonna go to stuff.
Con, shalom, Cal.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom, 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 family. Yeah, we have to pray for our people, man. We always tell brothers and sisters, man, we give all honor and praise to the Most High and to His Son, Yahweh Shah. We thought we was gonna have a little dialogue with the brother, but I guess not. We always tell brothers and sisters to keep the commandments. I want to read this precept right quick before we get out of here. The book of Jude. Brothers and sisters know this precept too, man. The book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 19. This is the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 19. These be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the spirit. And that's what this brother is. Like you say, that we was going to have a dialogue. What dialogue do you have to where it's okay for you to ask questions, but it's not okay for you to answer questions? That's not a dialogue, brother. That's a dictatorship. And we don't deal like that. We don't mind dealing with brothers. You know, we love going through the scriptures. We understand there's going to be difference of doctrines. So that doesn't even, I don't even mind that. But if you can't deal, you on here screaming like a woman, being effeminate, brothers is not dealing with that. And that's damn sure not going to make people want to come to your side. They're going to look at this brother like he's what? Like Brother Uriah 12 Stone said, this brother ain't a disciple of Christ. This brother a disciple of Sebo, man. And that is what it is, man. It says, these be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the spirit. And that's what this brother showed. Brother is being very emotional, very sensitive. Let's just deal with the scriptures, brother. Whether or not who we learn these things from. The scriptures say what they say. And we have to learn to start looking at the Bible from an ancient lens, but also, guess what, in this present day lens too as well, man. Let's get Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So it's our job to, guess what? To love our brothers, we love ourselves. You know, we don't understand, we don't mind the disagreements and contentions and strife, but let's deal with it like men and not like children, cussing and hollering. I know this brother probably well over 50 years old, man. Probably ain't acting no mature than my 13-year-old son, man. And that's a damn shame. You know, that's exactly why he didn't want to show his face on the picture too. You know, brothers and sisters would have been unmarked his behind, man. It says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. And that's what we got to do at the end of the day. Keep the commandments, have patience, have compassion with brothers and sisters, but we ain't going to play the games and we ain't going to cast our pearls to swine, man. And with that, give all honor and praise to the Most High. Say shalom.